And some breaking news that's come in from Lebanon, where Lebanon has come under the most violent bombing since the start of the war. The Israeli military claims that it has carried out its largest coordinated set of attacks across Lebanon. A series of bombings have ripped through Beirut. Heavy plumes of smoke clouded the skyline over the capital city of Beirut, and the authorities have called on people to clear the Beirut roads and ambulances after the Israeli attacks. Now, Israel has insisted that this 2-week-long tenuous truce that the American president has announced does not apply to Lebanon. And Israel claims that it has bombed hundreds of Hezbollah members in attacks across Lebanon. It claims to have struck at least 100 targets in 10 minutes. The Israeli Air Force says that it completed these bombings targeting more than 100 command centers and military infrastructure of Hezbollah across Beirut, the Bekaa Valley in southern Lebanon. Now, the Arab has said that the bombings of the Lebanese Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri's residence has also taken place by Israel. Meanwhile, Tehran is considering attacks against Israel for truce violation in Lebanon. So this is the latest bit of information that has come in, where the Israelis have carried out some relentless bombardment of Lebanon. The Israeli Prime Minister, remember, has said that the truce that was announced by Donald Trump does not cover Lebanon. And there are reports which have emerged in the Iranian media which say that the Lebanese Parliament Speaker Nabi Berri's residence has also been attacked by the Israelis, and Iran has said that if Israel does not respect the truce that was announced by Donald Trump, which covers Lebanon, then Iran will strike at Israel. So these are some of the live images that are coming out from Lebanon, where, remember, the Israelis have targeted Beirut, which happens to be a very densely populated city. This is what the Israelis claim are the command centers of Hezbollah. And more than 100 targets were bombed in a span of less than 10 minutes, according to the Israeli Air Force. It now remains to be seen whether this is going to be the spanner in the works for this very tenuous ceasefire that Donald Trump had announced. It's going to be interesting to see as to how the Iranians, of course, respond, because Hezbollah, in the aftermath of the American and the Israeli attack on Iran, had immediately joined in on the second day of the war. And the Iranians have said that any truce is also conditional with truce in Lebanon, and it'll be interesting to see whether Iran will now stage a counterattack on Israel for the Israelis having bombed Beirut in this manner. All right, so these are some of the scenes from Beirut in the aftermath of a massive attack that the Israelis have carried out. More than 100 different areas have apparently been bombed by the Israelis in a span of less than 10 minutes. The success of Donald Trump's ceasefire announcement that he made in that Truth social post, it appears, will be tested out in Lebanon, where the Israelis have carried out some unrestrained attacks. And they are describing these positions, these tall residential buildings from the face of it, as command centers of the Hezbollah. And it now remains to be seen as to how the Iranians, of course, respond to this. Hezbollah, remember, had jumped into this war on the second day of the Americans and the Israelis starting the war on Iran by staging their attacks on the 28th of February. These are massive attacks, and this is what the Israelis say, that this is the biggest wave of bombings that the Israelis have carried out in Lebanon. The Israelis, remember, have tried to capture territory all the way till the Litani River, saying that they need a bigger buffer zone by taking over more of Lebanese land. So more than 1.2 million Lebanese people have been driven out from their homes because of this Israeli aggression. And it now remains to be seen as to what Donald Trump, of course, has to say to Netanyahu's interpretation of his truce announcement. It also will be interesting to see as to how the Iranians, of course, respond to this. This has happened less than 12 hours since the truce was announced by Donald Trump, and it now needs to be seen as to how this truce or this war continues to unfold.